Hey, it's your boy DJ Wolf here. It's Friday, and I'm glad. I got some things on my mind, and we need to go ahead and talk about it right quick. Right now, this is DJ Wolf Live. Hey, it's your boy DJ Wolf here on the Friday, the 13th. I just thought about it. It's Friday the 13th, 2018. No wonder I'm getting a late start today. We're talking more about the black church. I don't have too much to say about it right now. I mean, there are some things I gotta say about it, but there's some other things I want to talk about as well. As far as that goes, we talked about women, the hierarchy. Really, we start with the hierarchy, and the women is part of that hierarchy in the church, because today women dominate the black church. They do. You have all kind of ministries. I just found out that the church that I joined a few years ago just started a ministry for men. They just started. They hadn't too long to start it. I don't think they had one within the last 10 years. They just started. But they've always had women's ministries for years in the church. They still do. They do a lot of women. They do a lot of women's. There's not a lot of men stuff that go on in the church anymore. And I heard a couple of YouTube. I was just listening to O'Shea Deuce Jackson talked about it earlier, and he did a big podcast a couple of days ago. I wish I could have joined it, but it's true. This ain't what I heard. This is what I know. And that's one of the downfalls of the black church today, the modern black church, is there's not enough building of men in the church. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a little turned off by it, because you need to build strong minds and strong foundations for young black men in today's church. And if you don't have that, man, then what you got? A bunch of women. And I think women do have the rightful place in the church just like men do. The problem is it's like it's predominantly being run over by women. It is. I've seen it happen all the time. I was talking on another podcast last night. Me and my mom had a big discussion about it. We had a big discussion about that. And she was saying how, God will provide. You put your hand of faith in God. We were talking about a situation, about when I was in South Carolina. And I was in South Carolina on the other side over in Columbia the very night that Dylan Roof murdered those 9 black parishioners. Matter of fact, I drove down there that day, and it happened that evening. Right after I got there, I was like, damn. And I did a podcast on it when I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had to use the bathroom. Came out the bathroom, and I was watching the video, and I had just heard about it. I was like, oh my God. And I happened to mention to her about the judge within a few days after Dylan Roof was, I think about a day or two, I think he was caught like the next day or day after, something like that. So he was caught within like a day or so. So I can think a couple of days later, the judge actually, I guess he had a session with the families and the friends of church members of the victims. And I sat there I watched it on TV down there, where he told, and this is a fact, he told those people, before I arraigned Dylan Roof, that you must forgive him. So I told my mother point blank, There ain't enough forgiveness in the world for me to forgive this guy after what he did. The thing that he did was the very thing that kept our churches, our homes, our families, our generations, our people for centuries under the thumb of white terrorists, also known as the Ku Klux Klan and their affiliates. You know, and they were kept under their thumbs for decades, and not decades, for centuries, for hundreds of years. To this day, really. And I told her, I said, forgiveness is out of the question at that point. I know what forgiveness is, believe me, I do. You know, but most of my forgiveness is for people who do small stuff. There's nothing small about murdering, mass murder. Nothing small about that at all. I don't forgive people who do that. I don't, and I don't think I ever will, because your intention is to do bodily harm on a mass scale, and I don't roll like that. I don't roll like that, and I don't forgive people who do that. I will not. I'm sorry. There's a limit, you know. And I told my mother that. I said, and she, you know, she didn't like when I said that to me. Oh, you? I said, yep, I don't. I will not. And I told her, I said, there's a limit, you know. Even at some point, God was vengeful, you know. He was. That's fact. That's documented. But I just don't think that we have the room in our hearts anymore to keep forgiving people for doing that kind of stuff, man. And usually when I see that, the white people usually try to get a guy like that guy off. And that's not right. I said, at some point, we got to stop throwing everything in the back burner and bring everything to the front. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. You know, too many people like Dylann Roof getting away with this kind of stuff. George Zimmerman is walking as though nothing ever happened to Trayvon Martin. You know, that I don't understand. You know, you would think the family of Trayvon Martin would be on his ass every day like a stack of shit. No. Once they got out of court settlement, it was a wrap. You know? And to some level, the black church has taught forgiveness to a point where we just totally forget anything that ever happened. On everything that happened to us in that major way like that. And that's, I mean, like I was talking about this too, where the guy who asked a question about the out-of-body experience. And I'm like, really? They actually, no one would answer the question. They wouldn't even get the pastor to talk to them. And I'm like, this is why y'all don't, you may have a reason for not being able to build members because of that. And I was kind of disappointed because they didn't even try to answer the question. And the question was about, you know, is an out-of-body experience similar to Jesus being raised from the dead? The answer is actually, for me, is no. You know, but they didn't really try to break down the difference, because there is a difference. You know, and I was disappointed in that. And we talking about for people who are supposed to be scholarish on the teachings of Jesus Christ. They didn't even break it down to them. And I was really disappointed about that. I really was. I was looking for an honest, good answer behind that. He couldn't even answer the question. Maybe that's why he asked the question, because he figured it may be something they couldn't directly answer anyway. You know, so there's some hypocrisies within the black church, just like everywhere else. And like somebody said, the black church, in some cases, prepare you for what's going on in the street, because of all the stuff that goes on in black. You know, black church is like any place else. You know, you have your good people, you got your not so good people. You got your women who trying to be Christian, and you got Christian women. You got guys who are straight there. You got some guys who may be gay. You got women out there who might be, having 4 or 5 kids with 4 or 5 different dudes there in the church. I mean, we got all kinds. It's just everyday regular people trying to go there and get fellowship with the Lord. That's the only difference. But and you really sometimes you have to watch what you say and who you say around there. You do, because sometimes that's where major rumors get started and all infight, just like any place else. That's why I'm not, I'm into it, but I'm not into it. In other words, I'm into it to be the fellowship with Christ, but I ain't into it for a bunch of mess beyond that. And when I say bunch of mess, I'm talking about drama. Some people like that, and maybe in some cases, I was talking about where some of the hierarchy act like they ignore you around there. That's fine with me, because I don't care. I do work in the church. I do serve God in some of the capacity, some capacity in the church myself. But for some reason or another, it's just. And I've been there 6 years. I speak to everybody there, whatever, blah blah blah. Hey, I'm not gonna go out my window. I told my wife I'm gonna stop all that. I'm just come in there, quiet as church mouse, praise the Lord, and serve when I need to serve. When was pressed upon me or whatever, that's it. I ain't going my way. I'm not. Yes, she builds relationships with everybody there. She's been a little longer than me, but I know it don't take no 6 years. It didn't take her long. And you know why? Because the church catered to black women. That's where that all circles around. Men, they don't care. They don't. I'll give you an example. Mother's Day. And don't get me wrong. I don't really see much wrong about people going out their way for Mother's Day. I go out my way for my mother and my wife and my sister when I can. But I do go out my way. And then for other mothers that I know of, I do try to go out my way. Beyond that, man, screw that. But I do. And they do a whole big sermon on it every year. Yet Father's Day, they don't even talk about it. I think one year, matter of fact, a couple years they didn't talk about it. There was no Father's Day sermon at all. I thought that was ironic. You could do a Mother's Day sermon, but you can't do a Father's Day sermon. Really? Really? And I'm going to tell you, if they don't do a Father's Day sermon this year, I won't be showing up for Father's Day. Because they didn't do it last year. They absolutely did not. They did not. I'm like, oh, okay. Like that, huh? So, and matter of fact, there was a Father's Day service where he did a sermon on fathers. He didn't do a big thing on it, but he did do one year, pastor. And one of the mothers was talking about Happy Father's Day to me. I'm like, really? Excuse my French, but bitch, you have Mother's Day. You have your birthday. You got Valentine's Day. And if you do celebrate it still, you got Christmas. What the fuck you need to do with Father's Day for your mother? There was a thing about maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, several years, about 5 years ago, where Hallmark of all places was encouraging single family households, predominantly black mothers, of course. They were encouraging the thought of that by actually commissioning cards where the kids give their mothers cards for Father's Day, because the mother was a mother and what they considered a mother was a mother and a father to the kids. That is the sickest thing I've ever heard. And on some level, the church condoned it. I've seen that. They were giving out Father's Day cards to mothers. I saw it. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And this is the hypocrisy of it. I don't condone that shit. I think it's a travesty and a tragedy. Because this mess was taught from slavery about separating the man from the family and putting him in some plantation where the mothers go out there with the kids, and sometimes they separate the mothers from the kids and sometimes they don't. but they keep the mothers there to help nurse, take care of the kids until they get old enough where they can actually separate them. And they keep the mothers around, especially if they're young, to breed them. Not necessarily with a buck either. One of the things that also used to bother me about the black church when I was younger is tell you, don't question God. Yeah, I've been told that. But I learned later on you should question everything. You have a right to question. How is you going to learn about God and the teachings of Jesus Christ if you don't question everything? That's the whole purpose of it. That's how you learn. Like I was saying in another podcast, the most stupid question is the one you never ask. And it makes a lot of sense. You never learn if you don't question. And with the black church, because it was raised on religion by slavery, the proxy of slavery, and that's a fact. But I'll get into that another time. I have a whole thing about that, and I really do want to talk about that. I am going to try to do a podcast tonight. It's going to be late though. It may be very late because I actually got I'm going to be at a function, so I actually like to tape that function. I wish I should. I don't know if I'm going to tape it now. I might do an impromptu live podcast over there. I don't know. I might do that, but although I don't have any real reason to. But I am going to try to do a podcast over the weekend sometime. I got so much stuff to do this weekend. It's not even funny. And I'm hungry like a mug. I need to get some breakfast. That's an insider right there. Breakfast. Yeah, get breakfast. I go get some breakfast. I'll leave that alone. But I'm just glad it's Friday. The Cavaliers are hers in the playoffs. Wizards might have a very slim shot of just staying alive in the playoffs. Struggling. I saw them a few weeks ago, and they lost the game. A game they actually should have won. But nevertheless, oh boy. The other thing I wanted to talk about is about YouTubers who, to me, kind of remind me of the church a little bit. You got some YouTubers out there preaching about church. Excuse me. You got YouTubers out there preaching about church, how church people are, and guess what some of these YouTubers are doing? That's right. They're doing GoFundMes and what do they call it? PayPal and all this other stuff. Nothing wrong with that. But here's what I want to say right quick before I sign off right now. I actually recently just got an uptick in my membership, or viewership rather, of my subs. And I appreciate that. I appreciate every one of you for hanging there with me for the last several years, including the new ones. I just got an uptick on 7 new, actually, about 7 to 8 new subscribers. To you guys, thank you very much. To all your friends about DJ Wolf Live and for all to hear TV. Or we do and try to have honest conversations about real issues and fluff stuff as well. I really do. And I will be doing a series of podcasts. I'm going to try to stick to my schedule on the podcast. I may do one tonight. Early tonight. I don't know yet. And I don't know if it's going to be like, because I'm actually, it's going to be tight. So I don't know if I'll do one tonight. Probably if I do, it's going to be late night tonight or sometime tomorrow. But it's going to be sometime during the weekend. I can guarantee you that. I got to get one in. I should have did one last night, to tell you the truth. I was just out of it. But nevertheless, I want to thank you guys for following me, and the new subscribers, I really appreciate it. I got more content to follow for you guys. I'm going to try to work on some animation. I told my wife, I said, bucket list thing that I want to do is 2 things I want to do. I want to be able to create music, not only just create music on MPC, the Music Production Center. I actually want to be able to play music, like a guitar, something along that line. I mean, that's a damn sure. I got a bass and 2 lead guitars, and I know how to play a little bass, and know how to play a little lead, but I don't do a lot of it proficiently. And playing guitar and doing animation are the 2 things that I want to do more than anything in the world. I really do. One thing about animation takes time. Actually, playing music takes time too. So I'm gonna try to get some time to do that. I'm looking to taking a class on both, and that may be my next goal. Very soon. Very soon. I may start with the animation first, because that's been my life dream. Animation is one of the things that really will let you go a long way in storytelling. In some cases, you can just do the animation with no dialogue at all, and just tell the story through the words, through the pictures and words. You know, what are you doing? And to me, that's one of the greatest things about doing animation, is that you can be as creative as you want to be with animation. You can tell stories that no one had ever thought about doing, and it will be of your own. You know, that's one of the things about animation I do truly love. The story is your own. It's original. No one can tell it better or differently better than you. Music, on some levels, the same way. And those things I want to do more than anything. I mean, the DJ thing I got down pat, the video thing I got down pat. I mean, those things are good. You know, but I want to do some more creative stuff. You know, as a way of expression. You know. But like I said, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And one thing I'll tell you about my channel will always be free to you. That's my promise. I have no reason to have to do what do you call that, Patreon. I mean, I could, but right now, it's no. But I'm gonna make sure my channel is always free to you. You know, I don't do this to make money on YouTube. But at one time, I didn't even know you could make money on YouTube. But that's another story. But my thing is, it's gonna be always free, because this is what I do for the love of doing, and for the love of expression, and for the love of, at some point, maybe inspiring my people, which is mainly why I do it in the first place at this point. So let me go ahead and get off here, guys. I will be doing a live podcast coming up soon. Hopefully by sometime this weekend, between now and this weekend. I'm hoping to work on one. I do have a product endorsement I'm going to work on doing real soon. So I'll let you know more about that first thing I can. That's it. Thanks for subscribing, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, for you new subscribers who subscribe me on YouTube, follow me on Spreaker, which is Spreaker.com/DJ Wolf, or DJ Wolf Live, is whatever you want to do. Anyways, it should be DJ Wolf. I'm the only DJ Wolf on Spreaker that I know of. I can also be followed on Twitter at For All To Hear, which is my channel is also called on Twitter DJ Wolf. All right, at For All To Hear. Okay, guys, this is DJ Wolf. That's all I got for right now. I don't know why these people are driving crazy since they're on Fridays. You know, anything. I don't know why people are driving on Fridays. It's Friday. Friday. This is DJ Wolf, guys. I'm out.